I want to bring in New York Congressman Lee Zeldin. Congressman Zeldin, I mean, what do you make of this? Because it's another issue that, for the most part, will be dead on arrival in the Senate. You guys have so many things on your plate, and the notion of that this should take a precedence over that, just it's remarkable in my mind.
Yeah, 2019 ended with the left being further rolled by their activist enraged base with a sham impeachment, and now they're looking to kick off 2020. This is their high-profile, out-of-the-gate legislative item to try to punch the president in the face after he takes out a designated terrorist who's responsible for murdering 600 U.S. troops and wounding thousands of others. So politics aside, just thinking what's best for our country being an American first, not a Democrat first. It's just such a flawed, weak move coming out of the gate this year.
You know, Representative, your colleague, Will Hurd, wrote that Soleimani was not going through the Baghdad airport on his way to a holiday vacation. He was in Iraq to coordinate attacks on American interests and our allies. Why is this so hard to get across? Why is this not the unifying message?
Well, you have people who just want to take down President Trump, and it's completely taken over, consumed their mind, their thoughts, their hearts, their actions. The IRGC themselves put out a statement after Soleimani died, where in the IRGC's words, Soleimani was in Iraq for a confrontation with Americans. So I don't even know why you even need to have a classified briefing to understand that taking out Soleimani was legitimate.
Right.
But then we have a classified setting where you can get additional questions answered. But gosh, even if you don't walk into that room, the taking out of Soleimani is absolutely justified.
And by the same token, Republican Senator Mike Lee was very unhappy with the classified briefing. He thought it was too short. He also, I think, felt that the administration was talking down to him and his colleagues, telling them not to question actions by the administration. What do you make of this? Because he was pretty upset.
Yeah, I was in the House briefing, and in the House briefing, which I thought was fantastic, where you had Haspel, Pompeo, Milley, Esper, McGuire, and others there to answer any question that was being asked of them. I thought that it was a fantastic briefing. I wasn't in the briefing on the Senate side. Maybe there was something over there that was an exchange that they were upset about. Maybe it wasn't the briefing in total. I don't know, and I certainly can't answer as someone who was in the room in that one.
But in your briefing, you don't feel like there was any pressure from the administration to suppress questions or to treat the fellows there, the people there, in a certain way where, maybe to intimidate anyone?
Absolutely not. And by the way, a lot of the people who were walking out of that briefing, criticizing the briefing, we've been watching them long enough since the election of Donald Trump. You and I knew what they were going to say walking out of the briefing, regardless of whatever they heard. So this is something that they're so invested in, a particular political strategy to take down the president, right, where, quite frankly, it didn't even matter what they heard. They were going to say these same things walking out. I've
got a minute, but I've got to ask you about this breaking news. The Pentagon now is saying that it looks like maybe Iran did, in fact, shoot down that commercial airline, that Ukrainian airline. How does that change things in your mind? How does it change the equation here?
I think as we get additional facts, we'll be able to comment with even more detail. But you had a lot of nationals from other nations where you're going to hear from leaders of Canada and France and these other nations where maybe they wouldn't have weighed in and they would have just been engaging more behind the scenes. So I think for Iran strategically, it would be a very foolish move if it is in fact true, and that whether it happened by design or mistake for them to take down that airliner. I think strategically they made a mistake, and they're going to hear from more world leaders than they might have heard from otherwise.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get the truth. Congressman, we always appreciate it. Thank you.